Superman 2025, the movie that sparked the debate between who should play the benevolent, perfect representation of humanity, an American guy or a British guy. Do you bleed? But if we shift the perspective from the man whose identity can be changed by some magical glasses and to the villain of the story, Lex Luthor, and then it becomes a story of a man coming up with one of the most batshit insane plans in all of movie history just to spite one guy.
Your obsession with me is getting a little creepy.
Don't worry.
But to understand that, let me just put you in his shoes. Wasn't even spiting a guy, he's spiting a fucking alien, isn't he? So imagine for a second that you are Lex Luthor. You are, honestly, just a bit of a regular guy. You live in a world of metahumans and aliens, but where they were given super strength, super speed, hell, even the ability to generate space rocks, you were honestly just given the gift of hard work and above genius level intelligence. Honestly, pretty good all things considered. For years, though, you have despised all of the meta creatures, but there has been none that have pissed you off more than Superman. He's relatively recent to the scene. Actually, he's an alien, bestowed with the power of gods sent from the heavens to probably enslave humanity. And literally the only person who even comes close to his power is some guy with a ring from some color-based army corps, and the only thing holding him back is basically just a skill issue. Anyway, 3 years ago, when you were poised to take the world by storm, become the bastion of humanity, where everyone would know your name and cheer for you, this blue-eyed alien guy who, despite his x-ray and perfect vision, doesn't know underwear goes beneath your leotards. But anyway, he rubbed you up the wrong way because you are the divine human. You are the smartest one that has ever lived, and he's just some alien gifted with superpowers. He didn't work hard to achieve his strength or talent. No, he was frankly just born with it. He inherited it. Now, did you inherit a little bit of daddy's money? Yes, but you do believe that even if you didn't have daddy's money, you would have still floated to the top because you are the cream of the cream. Creme de la creme. No, actually, no. You are so far beyond humanity that you stand alone. You don't even want to be in the same sentence as Galileo or Da Vinci or any of the great minds of the past because they just do not compare to you in the slightest. You are just beyond them. And honestly, that is just all you want to be recognized. But how can that be recognized when the entire world swooned over a singular swirl? Some alien who values life above all else? There's just no way someone can be that benevolent. So you hate him. So you try to figure out his angle, what he's really doing here. So you study him.
It's like he knows Superman's every move before he makes it.
He does. Been studying him for years.
You apply 10% of your brain power into beating him, which is a lot considering all of the other things you have to do, like building pocket dimensions, running one of the most successful businesses in the world. But that 10%, although it does stretch to 50, 70, 80 at times, is enough. You do model data, you run advanced algorithms, and you really get inside his head. Now, there's no Superboy in this universe that we know of, so I'm just going to pretend this is the case. But somewhere along the way, you lost your hair because there was no Superboy for you to have a chemical fire or something. We don't know that yet. So somewhere along the way, you lost your hair. Maybe you thought too much, like Nikola Tesla in his eyes. But you thought way too much about Superman, and you learned pretty much everything. You even cloned the guy trying to get an angle to understand him better, but unfortunately the clone turned out to be about as stupid as it gets, honestly. It was hardly worth the trouble, but it's handy in a fight and you learn to control it. Like a Tekken character is awesome. But with the brawn established, you also have an engineer woman who gave up her humanity to help you. All you need to do at this point is figure out a way to destroy him. Legally. But not just physically. You need to tear down his mythos. You need to fell a god, because if you kill him without that, then he becomes a martyr. You need to regress his image back to the conquering alien that he is. So naturally, you do what any super intelligent psychopath does when facing a pseudo-god. You create an entire government in a foreign nation, develop a team of people, you scour the depths of Reddit, 4chan, Discord, and all of the other corners of the internet to find those chronically online people who also saw Superman for who he really is and would do anything to stop him, and got them all together. And then you took a play out of certain geopolitical events and pit a country with advanced technology against one without, and then used the threat of invasion and the extinction of a local population to force Superman to intervene so you can get him in a fist fight with his own clone dressed up as an Eastern European meta creature just so you can beat his ass and find out where he goes to. Yeah, you're not crazy. But actually, it is insanely clever what you've done. Because you don't actually want people to know you're doing all of this to destroy one guy or one creature. No, that is crazy. You'd be on the fast track to Gotham Asylum. But if you make it look like you're doing it for rational purposes, like land or oil or whatever, then people will think you're not completely insane and not driven by what amounts to some childish, petulant, jealous temper tantrum. And also, during all of this, it turns out your giant tin can man doesn't get noticed by a single, not one, by the way, satellite, drone, or any other US government spy technology that would want to keep tabs on a foreign identity that just invaded its soil. Huh? Landing in what basically amounts to a Luthor Corp company retreat with more corporate branding than Coca-Cola trying to sell shit to teenagers in third world countries. But during all of this, you send out your own sort of meta creature. She's not really a meta creature. She's the engineer. She tracks him. Hey, she's also a person that you have mixed emotions for. Sure, you sometimes let her whip you behind closed door for some nanite-infused fun. But mostly it's business, because you kind of have a girlfriend who's basically just a trophy wife. So it's more of like a secret pleasure. But it's a lot of pleasure. And it turns out his secret lair is in Antarctica. Like, in Antarctica, it just really screams supervillain, doesn't it? Why would he need to be so far away from everyone? But this is actually perfect. Like, this is the leverage that you needed to finally get the US government against Superman. Now, could you have gone to Europe, South America, or probably any other country in the world to get justification to defeat Superman? Probably, but if you convince the US, the world will follow. And with your victory in tow and the super cringe running around with his tail between his legs, you arrange a meeting at the Pentagon, complete with some of the most gaudy animations ever put to movie. But they are just not going for it at all. They want to take the side of this ET and take him at face value as like he's some gooey do-gooder. They just want to take his word over yours.
And no one would profit more from a war with Baravia and Jaranpur than you.
Oh yes, so what, you're selling arms to the country that's in question, and it's a little bit of a cheeky conflict of interest. But they're just not seeing the bigger picture. So of course, that just means you have to pivot. You need something bigger, you need something juicier, something that will make the world hate the creature. Luckily though, you have the Omega Cringe. So you can just waltz into his secret lair and you just get let in. Seriously. Talk about lab security. Even his robots didn't even put up a fight. I guess he's really just a super idiot. He's definitely not a fucking man to be that stupid.
Superman, I preemptively put up this soothing...
What the f...
You even get his dog, which is just nice. Something like that. Superpowered dog. Amazing to study, by the way. Like, just think about that for a second. There is 27 light years between Earth and Krypton, as far as we best estimate. And they look the same as... yes, they have superpowers, but they even have the same dogs. Why? It's something you definitely need to figure out and get to the bottom of. Do they have the same DNA? There's just so many questions. But to distract him while you're doing all of this, you just send out your own dog. And you get it. You get the smoking gun. A tidbit so unbelievable, you never thought in your wildest of wild dreams, even more than allowing those nanites up your bum, was something you expected more to happen. It turns out Superman's actual parents wanted him to create a harem of women and repopulate his own species here on Earth.
Take as many wives as you can.
Holy crap, he's the Omni-Man, but with actually more of a genetic bottleneck that would make a royal family cringe in fear. And like, this isn't rage bait or a deep fake. This is authentic, God's honest truth. Like, the vindication you feel to know that this whole time you were right about him and he was just a potential slaver, a sexual slaver to humanity. It just does not get much better than that. Like, your ends have just justified your means. What you did was very speculative, but now you know it was for the greater good. So you go on this talk show, you spill the tea for the entire world to see, and oh my god, it works.
Who knows how large his secret harem is already?
Turns out, unsurprisingly, most people do not like polyamory, and especially not coerced polyamory. It's really got cult vibes. So you can just get your Moravian patsy to just throw more gas on the fire, just make it just so much worse for everyone. And Superman comes to you. In your office, you finally get to meet him face to face.
Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
Like, he is angry.
The dog, Luthor! You took the dog!
Like, completely out of control. And you are completely in control.
Where's the dog?
And it's not even because of what you did to him and his image. Like, because of the dog? Like, what? He's more concerned about Clifford than his harem? Like, talk about bizarre. Like, what? But of course, you cannot show him that you're weak.
I don't know what dog you're talking about.
He won't do anything to you. He can't. He'll just destroy him. He'll just destroy him even further. If he even has an image to salvage after this, he can't do anything now. So you can be as implacable as possible. You're not even scared. And it shows him that you do not cower to angry little super aliens.
I didn't say anything.
You heard what he said. You heard him. He took him.
Oh yeah, that did it. That got him. That basically sealed the deal. Like, he's cooked. The bro's over, man. And I mean, that night, there is an interdimensional imp running around Metropolis, and he doesn't even come out. This is working better than you've ever dreamed possible. In fact, the next day, he turns himself in. Some kind of noble action. Like, honestly, it really doesn't matter that much. Like, he's probably running an angle, but he doesn't know the bag of tricks that you have at your disposal. So you lock him in your interdimensional dungeon.
Twice in 2 days. What a pleasure.
Where you keep all of the things that mildly irk you, which is largely just people who dislike you publicly and then disappear. Because there is only one thing bigger than your intellect, and that is your ego and its insecurities. But mostly it's a place where you decided to, test out hypothetical and see if infinite monkeys can write Shakespeare. But instead of writing iambic pentameter, they're writing super shit rage bait. And with the super shit out of the way, you finally get to use the Rockman. The final phase of your plan can begin. And I mean, like, this is just a testament to your brilliance. You are just a man with a demonstrable amount of will and money. And you just took down a god. And what's even better is that the US basically gave you diplomatic immunity. You can do whatever you want right now as long as you get what they want, which is answers to some questions, which honestly you don't mind asking because they were questions that you had as well.
Q&A time, alien.
So you get some hapless no-name, and literally gun to his head, this guy still believes in the super cringe. Clearly this guy believes that he deserves a harem or something.
Don't tell him nothing, Superman.
Bloody, oh, because he ate some falafel or something. What? Some people just have no standards. You're right there. Why isn't he not offering you falafel?
Don't tell him nothing.
Ah, crap. You normally last a bit longer than that.
Didn't imagine that would go so quickly.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. You just need to find some other hapless idiot that still loves Superman and kill them too, and it'll work. Yeah, so not 10 minutes later, some techno guy with no powers manages to single-handedly take down your base with a reporter and free the super cringe. This justifiably sends you into a full spiral. Because you have just lost all of your power, you lost all of your control, and you need to get it back. And nothing screams powerful man like getting an army of your yes minions to pick up your trash.
Pick that up!
Over and over and over again.
Eve, get out of here, you idiot! Go!
Like, she might be your girlfriend, but really she's just there because you need a model as arm candy to prove to the world how magnificent you are and that you could have any woman you wanted. So you speak to your real partner who's absolutely freaking out right now, which is completely fair enough. You don't know what you could do. You could actually destroy the world right now, you're so angry. And you know what? Fuck it. You may as well try and destroy the world, honestly. Why not roll the dice on it? What have you got left to lose?
It is not safe.
Safe? Who feels safe in this world with a serial sexual predator with superpowers roaming the planet? No. You need to draw him out, and honestly, you're fully confident in your abilities to, not destroy the planet. And honestly, even if you did...
All Metropolis citizens, this is a mandatory evacuation.
Whoopsies. It wouldn't even be your fault, it'd be his. For antagonizing you like this and bringing you to this point. It's his fault, not yours. So you kick off the war. Why not, right? May as well commit at this point. Even if you already have full clearance to destroy Super Cringe, you may as well get some spoils along the way. And I mean, it's really not as if you're in any real danger. Like, your base is a flying bullshit magical plot device built for this exact purpose. Because why not have a control room that flies? But like, seriously, like, what are the odds that the rift cuts straight through the halfway point of your tower? Talk about symbolism, right? Your desire to destroy Superman causes your entire world to come apart. Anyways, Super Cringe does appear, and you get to go at it. And oh boy, does it feel good to take him on, gloves off. You are fully able to let loose and actually try to kill him for once. And you get an immense sense of pride in doing this. This is, and in the most grotesque way possible as well.
Fill his lungs and kill the son of a bitch.
Why didn't you just do this sooner? Oh yeah, because martyr. Can't have him be a martyr, that would just be worse. But of course, the Super Cringe flies up into space and crashes back down. Because somehow, despite these nanites actually being techno-magical bullshit, they somehow get destroyed by him crashing down with practically zero velocity. Because like, if he really hit the earth at any speed, he'd create a crater, not a hole. But whatever, you can have a little cheeky 1v1, and now he knows that he has a clone.
What the hell?
That's right.
And then he tells you that he called the Justice Gang exactly at the right moment that they appear.
Your plans in Baravia won't work.
Why's that?
Because I called in some friends.
Does he have super timing as well? Like, that was perfect timing. But at this point, you decide to unveil your overarching plan to Super Cringe.
So I'd have an excuse to kill you.
A little cheeky exposition dump.
Why?
And I mean, like, he has a very reasonable response to learning that information, because imagine you just found out that someone did the most convoluted plan in history just to kill you. You would be confused too. Well, not you, because you're a genius and you understand it, but everyone else would probably be very, 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 very confused. So you let him have it. And I mean, like, you're not physically punching him yourself, but you feel the catharsis. Your whole plan is coming to an end in this brutal finale. And I mean, like, you're almost glad you didn't kill him with kryptonite, because this is just so much more visceral. This is what it's all about, showing a god that men do not submit, and that your brain, especially yours, will always win.
Brain beats brawn.
Is he using your own line against you? Like also, why didn't you just stop his whistle? You could literally just stop his whistle. It's the dog. How is it possible? You don't have a model for the dog. You can't anticipate its every move like Super Cringe. Like, this is actually not good. This is what is known as an unknown quantity, and the quantity is huge. And with the help of the dog, he completely smacks down your clone and then eviscerates your Iron Legion. And I mean, like, he probably just killed like at least 1 or 2 here collaterally. Like, he's about as innocent as Aang. But then he tosses his clone into a black hole. Isn't that technically murder? Or suicide? Or something? Yeah, so much for him being a good guy. He's actually killing people here, there's no question about it. Fucking hypocrite. Alright, and then to top it all off, he comes in and then he starts giving you this benevolent monologue about how he's just actually lame and pathetic.
Piece of shit. Alien! That is where you've always been wrong about me, Lex.
Something about feeling emotions or something. Like, what? Emotions don't make a man. What makes a man is just not being an alien. But just as you're about to give him a piece of your mind, and a bit of self-awareness actually, then this fucking dog, man. And to top it all off, the journalists figured it all out as well.
Luthor has been working covertly with Vasil Gurkos and the Baravian government.
Your empire was actually just dismantled while you were getting chewed on, thanks to some sexy selfies that didn't even give you any sexual gratification, by the way, all because your model girlfriend had a crush on a cameraman. Seriously, how does that guy have so much sexual attraction? The world works in mysterious ways. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider subscribing and giving it a like. I'm trying to do one of these per week. I just want to shout out my members real quick, especially Alexander Colburn and Good Old Granite. Thank you guys, your support means everything. And of course, Lavender, Zyla, Toasted Bread, Takaru, and Alan. Thank you. Have a great day and have a great life.
The faces all changing. Here in my...
Hello, Zephyr.